All right, guys, welcome to the Culture and People cast. Felipe, in a few sentences, tell us who you are and what you do.
Well, my name is Felipe Cofino. I'm the VP of Human Resources and Organizational Development at Signal Financial Federal Credit Union. And really, my job is to help the organization stay focused on everything from our goals to our culture, to our training, to our development, and make it just the best place to work as well as the safest place to work.
I love that you said stay focused on that, right? That's sort of that job I filled a very similar role when I was in corporate as you. And it is that, like, let's not forget what our core is, because it's not that our leadership doesn't care about the employees. It's just that there's so many other things that are distracting them from remembering that there's humans involved, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so I love what you're doing. Thank you for that. And you and I had a chance to jam at the beginning about all the wonderful things that Signal is doing. So hopefully you can weave some of that in. But tell me, for you personally, because you've been in the space for a while, what's the best thing about influencing the people and culture space?
I think the best thing is once you find a way to be effective and see people enjoy and appreciate it. Because I always tell people sometimes, don't try to please the masses, because you're not going to do it. But if you affect small groups of 12, 15 people and influence or engage them and make them have a good moment or good day, you did your job, you did it well. And I think that being able to do that, people think too big sometimes. Those small little moments make a big difference.
Yeah, I love that, because I always tell leaders, like, don't think about handing out $20 bills. If energy is money, you're not handing out 20s. You can hand out nickels and dimes, and those mean something too.
Yep.
Love that.
Absolutely.
So
It's all about the approach and delivery.
yeah. So I'm hearing from other top leaders like yourself that engaging their employees is a challenge. What are your thoughts?
Well, I mean, I'd be lying if I said in today's world it's not challenging, but I think that for me, what I found was I try to tie in what I am passionate about and what I enjoy doing in my own time, and how can I tie that in to help the organization. So for example, I'm very passionate about photography, and I love photography and I love videos and capturing moments and celebrating them. So what do? I take that and I apply that to work to showcase everything that we're doing at work with our employees, with our projects, with our innovation, with our camaraderie, with our culture and inclusiveness. And I do YouTube videos. I interview our employees. We create fun lip sync battles we're working on right now. We do Signal Chefs, where people want to share their own cultural dishes from different countries. Or sometimes, in my case, I made a dish that was cost effective and saved us money. So, but it's find something you're passionate about and tie it in so that your passion can help drive it. And then get other people like you that are passionate, not similar interests, but are passionate, because then they can get other people as well. And then I think if you do it that way, it's not a challenge. It's more of a fun opportunity.
Yeah. You know what I kind of hear there, Felipe, is you sort of telling, I'm listening to, or I'm thinking of the leader who's listening right now, thinking like, all right, just get into your own skin. It's about being authentic. It's about finding things that are important to you, because when we do that, we're not only authentic, but we're excited. And when we're excited, we get other people excited, right? So it's that sort of reciprocity.
Yeah, I always say just don't overkill. Like, I'm passionate about photography. You have to recognize not everyone else is passionate. If your passion is sports, tie in sports into. There's so much teamwork, so many things you can do with sports, or if it's about art, or if it's even about pop culture. As long as you don't overload it, I think you can tie something in there that keeps people engaged. And if you keep them engaged, they'll stay more focused. Because I have always said, let's keep people focused and engaged so that we don't pay them to worry. Because if they're worrying at work, we're basically paying them to worry. And that's not effective, and that hurts the bottom line.
That gave me chills, Felipe. So let's get tactical. In order to not pay people to worry, what is some advice that you have for organizations who really do want to advance their culture or their people strategy?
I would say some things that have worked for us, especially this past year, is full transparency. Our CEO is very unique. He is a brilliant business person with a human touch as well, and he brings it together so well. And so top down, obviously, that's a big factor. But I think other things are, you have so many people that are trying to do so much, And I think when you have someone like a leader that is willing to help focus on everyone working together and help focus on trying to do things like he does every week, he does 2 live calls on a town hall, basically on Microsoft Teams. And what he does is he leaves the chat open. A lot of leaders would be like, no, close the chat. I don't want to open that can of worms. I'm too scared of what people might say. You need to let your guard down. If you want your people to trust you, you got to trust them and you need to listen to them. So be transparent. So twice a week, he does these calls and leaves the chat open and people can ask literally anything. It has now become a combination of, hey, what's going on with this, to happy birthday to Anna, you know, today's her birthday, you know, so, or happy birthday to your twins. So, but it's something that it's creating engagement, transparency, and now he invites employees on with him on these live calls, and they talk about the projects they're working on, or they maybe showcase one of their fun videos. That Signal Chefs last Friday, on the Friday call, my CEO showcased his video. And now on YouTube, we send it out to the entire company so everyone can see it. So getting everyone involved and being transparent. Transparency is so key. You have to let people know what's going on. If you start hiding things, keeping secrets, they're going to start filling in the blanks themselves. And if you have to do something, do it at once and be done with it. Don't do it in stages, because then they're just waiting for the other shoe to drop. If you have to do something, make a hard decision, do it once and say, okay, now let's find other ways to save money and let's do it together, because we're all in this together until the very end.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. And Felipe, I could not agree with you more. You know, sort of like rip off the Band-Aid, because people are like, oh, I just want a drip method, right? The drip method of communication. That works when you're just trying to slightly shift a culture one way, but when there's information that needs to be shared, you got to rip that Band-Aid off and just share it, because they can sense that you're holding back, right?
And when you don't hold back and you have that culture and people are all working together, the ideas that people have come up with have been, first of all, brilliant. And we're not even done with it. And then you see what I say is the culture actually is there. And now it's like, oh, we're building it. No, it's here now, because one of our employees reached out and said, I can do this as long as my manager's okay with it. I'm going to take 6 months off to save the company some payroll, and I can afford to do this. And if you will let me, I'd like to come back in 6 months. And we were just flabbergasted. The manager said, I will take on her work. I will do that. Absolutely. So there's their sacrifice on top of it. That to me just showed how much, you know, the word care and Signal family really means. It's not just, you know, BS. It's the truth.
All right. Second time with chills. That was a cool story. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
That's pretty amazing.
And you're right. I mean, there is a trickle effect, right? Where does that work go? And the fact that the manager had to take that on, or the work gets distributed, we sort of hear that, you know, we're all shouldering this additional burden. But when we're doing it together and we know that we've got sort of these good reasons behind it, it makes everybody else motivated to do the same thing. Yeah. I love that, Felipe. Thank you for those examples. I think those are great.
No problem.
So let's give a shout out. What other leaders would you want to acknowledge as really great leaders, either in the culture and people space or even as a potential guest?
Normally, when people ask me that question, I've mentioned other leaders in other companies. I never said my own CEO, and I got to give him a shout out, because Francois Relason, he has been an amazing leader throughout this time. And in every challenge that we've encountered, he has done things that were innovative, risky, but he did what was best for the employees and our members. And at the end of the day, he does the right thing and he cares. So kudos to him. I definitely think he's a leader that people should look at and follow.
Yes. Okay, good. Well, we will include him in this. So Felipe, thank you so much for your time today. I loved so much of what you were saying. We'll make sure to include links to the chef show in our show notes so that everybody can see that, because it's just one example of what you've been doing to get creative. And you and I talked about the importance right now of getting creative and being very intentional with our employees. So thank you for all you're doing for people and culture in the workplace.
Thank you, Anna.
All right.